Welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday, July 6th in the MLB. Our three favorite picks are on the way. As always, it's Austin, joined by Logan today. Joined by your guys' favorite special guest. You know who it is. The broom is out, baby. A 3-0 sweep last night. Logan, great work on your two picks. Let's do a victory lap. Reds, Phillies under 8.5. Pretty sweat free. Royals, D-backs under 4.5, first five. A little bit more sweaty, but we'll take that. And then Casey Mize under 2.5 earned runs, as easy as it gets. The Guardians are literally poverty. I'm not fading them today, but they stink. We'll take that 3-0 sweep to the bank. Now, we did say we would do a $50 giveaway. I think we're just going to push any giveaways we do into Tuesday. Dinger Tuesday just is always the best time of the week to get amped up. So we'll wait for that $50 giveaway. Don't you worry. It'll be on Tuesday. We'll figure that out then, and we'll just do our normal thing, giveaway $25 to a bunch of different people that comment home runs. So stay tuned for that. But Logan, today we got to go 3-0 again. As a reminder, to his favor, for some good vibes, drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Let's try to do a 3-0 sweep once again today. Logan's got two picks. I got one. We'll lead off with Logan's first pick of the day, an earned runs prop. Logan, where are we going?
Yeah, so this one's a game we touched on yesterday, but it's a pitcher prop. I'm taking Michael Lorenzen of the Royals over 2.5 earned runs, minus 130 odds. On DraftKings is your best value there. Now, on DraftKings, it is worth noting you'll have to go take the 3+ earned runs, as they don't just have the traditional over under for like Lorenzen earned runs. It is a little more juicy on other books. Something something I was looking at too was taking Diamondbacks first five money line. If you do have, if you're like, Logan, I don't have earned runs market on my book and I really want to tail this bet, I think you can trust Esclafani in this one. I just do. The problem is I don't know how long he's going to pitch. The main target of what I want to fade is, though, Michael Lorenzen. I think if we look at yesterday, the Diamondbacks had 1 million of scoring opportunities against Michael Wacha. They really should have put 7 runs on him. They should have blown my first 5 under just themselves. Michael Wacha got very lucky. He did pitch out of several jams, and the Diamondbacks just didn't capitalize that much on runners in scoring position. Eventually, they did, score 4 through 5, but again, they made Michael Wacha look really bad, and I think they can do the same with Michael Lorenzen today. Lorenzen, 4.95 ERA, 1.37 WHIP. Obviously, a near 5 ERA makes us feel good about taking an over and earned runs prop too. The last time the Diamondbacks saw Lorenzen was back in 2023. He allowed 6 earned runs. There were a few familiar faces in that Diamondbacks lineup: Pavin Smith, Marte, Carroll, McCarthy, Perdomo. Those are the guys that we should see in today's lineup as well. Diamondbacks definitely want to finish out this homestand strong, so I don't see them resting like the normal guys like Corbin Carroll, etc. You want those guys against Michael Lorenzen. He's over this line in 3 of his last 4 starts as well. Not necessarily entering this game in amazing form. Michael Lorenzen is a pitch-to-contact pitcher. We know exactly what he is. He allows a lot of hits. It's up to the opposing offense to be able to do damage with those hits. And in those last few starts, the teams that have faced him have sort of gotten to him. And all we need is 3 earned runs. I mean, in my opinion, the Royals would take 3 earned runs from Lorenzen today. They would consider that a pretty decent start, especially with the limited what they got from Wacha yesterday. Diamondbacks are a good team at stringing together hits as well. And against a pitcher like Lorenzen, that's what you need. Arizona hitting 260 against right-handed pitching in their last 5 games. Lorenzen also terrible on the road. 306 batting average with runners in scoring position on the road allowed. So there's a lot of evidence here of why I see Lorenzen being able to give up those runs. And last point of note is kind of like a situational thing. The Royals return home tomorrow after Wacha didn't even make it past 5 innings. I could see the Royals maybe stretching Lorenzen out one inning a little bit too far, and that's when the Diamondbacks could pounce on him. Again, if you take the first 5, I like it. But if this is one of those classic baseball scenarios where they have two runs on Lorenzen and they need that extra run in the 6th, I could see them trotting out Lorenzen in the 6th if his pitch count isn't too high. So I love this over. Hopefully they do get to him and scores a lot of runs. But Austin, you got to pick for us. Where are you going?
Yeah, you have an over. I have an under today, and it's not going to be an earned runs prop. It's going to be a hits allowed prop. Not a market we've touched a ton this season, but had okay success. I'm targeting this guy, Drew Rasmussen of the Tampa Bay Rays, under 4.5 hits allowed. Now, Logan and I have not touched on this yet, I believe, in the last few weeks, but Logan and I will actually be in Boston in Fenway Park next week on Friday. So if you happen to be in Fenway Park, or in Boston, definitely come out. We're definitely going to be tailgating or doing something pregame around the stadium. So I speak about that because Rasmussen will actually is scheduled to be the starting pitcher for the Rays, as Crochet will start for the Red Sox. We'll talk about that more next week. But again, we'll be out at Fenway next Friday for the Rays and Red Sox game. But as for Rasmussen, I'm not even guaranteed he's going to pitch because we've actually seen recently they're starting to monitor his pitch count and his innings. Now, this is the Rays team. I don't really know if the Rays knew what they were going to be this season, but they've quietly been very good. And they're in the division race right at the top near the Yankees and Blue Jays. And they're obviously in the wild card race as well. Now that we are maybe hinting at maybe making a playoff push, we want Rasmussen out there. Now, they should be getting McClanahan back one day, but Rasmussen's been one of their best pitchers. You want him available in the postseason. So what we've been seeing them is doing is limiting his pitch count. And we've seen that in his last 2 starts, only throwing 64 and 52 pitches. So again, not a lot of pitches being thrown by Rasmussen. And he's basically been going 2 times through the order, then they're done. And they're just trying to monitor that pitch count. And I think they're going to once again do it today, especially as the All-Star break approaches. They kind of want to limit him to about 150 innings pitched this season. He's close to about 90. So again, maybe he pitches here. Maybe they give him his rest before the All-Star break. Yeah, he's coming back from a 3rd major elbow injury. So you really don't need to force him in a start in July when you really want him available in the end of September and October. Now, Rasmussen, he faced this Twins team once on May 28th. Only 1 hit allowed over 6 innings pitched. And the Twins are an offense that probably know Rasmussen sort of on a pitch count. Hopefully they're a little bit more patient today. But again, Rasmussen's been really good this season. He's under this line in a lot of different starts this year. He's been really talented. And we've seen 6 of the last 9 righties to face the Twins have gone under this line. Taj Bradley went over yesterday, but he gave up 2 hits his final inning. And that was his 3rd time through the order. I don't think Rasmussen goes a 3rd time through the order unless he's throwing like a no-hitter and he's absolutely mowing them down. And they're like, all right, let's try him out there. I mean, heck, his start against the Twins earlier this year, 6 innings pitched, shutout innings, 1 hit allowed. He only saw 22 batters. So it's not like they let him out there and see, 30 plus batters face. I think he sees about 18, maybe 20. And if you're talking about them getting 5 hits, talking about them hitting about 250 against him. And that's not been a number the Twins have hit consistently this season. Rasmussen allowing a 183 batting average to righties, 239 to lefties. But I don't know if I can really trust the lefties right now in this lineup with Wallner and Larnack. Castro has been pretty good, but the other guys, Cody Clemens, like we're relying on him, consistent production. The righties is where you get a lot of production, but Rasmussen's been really good against them. We're talking about guys like Byron Buxton, Carlos Correa. Ryan Jeffers finally broke out of his slump yesterday, but so you're going to consistently do that? I doubt it. I really like Rasmussen's under and hits allowed, and I think it goes and it's minus 121 on Caesars. If you look for Rasmussen, he doesn't really even have an outs prop. I think the books are very concerned to put one out there for him. His outs line, I saw DraftKings at a 14.5 line. I think that goes to show you they aren't really sure where and how long Rasmussen pitches, and they don't want to get burned if he maybe only goes out there for 3 innings or so. And they're like, well, we don't want to give out free money on the under. So I think that you're just going to see Rasmussen not pitch all too long here. And I don't know if he gives up 5 hits. If he does, I think he gets tagged early. I really don't see him throwing more than 70 pitches today. So again, getting up 5 hits on 70 pitches for a team in the Twins that can be sometimes pretty plate disciplined. I really like this one. Under 4.5 hits allowed. It's my favorite play of the day. Rasmussen, go out there and do your job. Don't give up a bunch of hits. And if you do, I'll see you on Friday. But Logan, we have another pick. We're going back to the scene of the W. Where are we going?
Yeah, this one's right here in Philadelphia. I'm taking the Reds and Phillies first 5 innings under 4.5. Minus 115 odds on Bet365 is your best value there. Now, this is a pick. Yesterday, we had the full game under. I liked it. It was pretty sweat-free, but today I'm just on the first 5 innings under. Yesterday, I watched that first 5 innings under be sweat-free, and I was like, maybe I should have just done the first 5. Today, I do like both these starting pitchers, and that's kind of why I'm on the first 5 today. Could we see maybe some bad bullpen arms used from each of these teams today? Maybe, and that could be what squeaks this one over. So I'd rather just target Zach Wheeler versus Chase Burns. Let's talk about Zach Wheeler first. Starts for the Phillies, 2.27 ERA, 0.91 whip. A sub-1 whip is amazing. The fact that, Zach Wheeler, there's so many stats I can pull for him of how good he's been. At home, 2.05 ERA, only a 181 batting average allowed at home. His last 4 home starts, 0, 0, 1, 1 earned runs. I mean, I don't want to jinx him, but he's been virtually unhittable at Citizens Bank Park. The Reds will have their hands full against Zach Wheeler today, and he's very elite with men on base. He's allowing a 178 batting average with runners in scoring position, a 172 batting average with men on. So even pitching out of the stretch, it doesn't phase Zach Wheeler. And that's what I want to see today, especially in the first 5 innings. And Zach Wheeler can go deep into this game, and that's why, if you want to take the full game under, you could go for it. But I just want to target the first 5 because he's very hard to see first few times through the order, and he's not a pitcher the Reds typically do see. I trust Wheeler to limit the Reds' offense through 5. And then on the other side, I would argue this bet hinges a lot on Chase Burns. But again, if the Phillies just blow Chase Burns out of the water, it was a bad read. But I'm willing to take a chance on him to bounce back. And I mean bounce back in the worst way, because look at his ERA, 13.5 ERA, 2.44 whip. It's very inflated from his last start where he was clearly tipping his pitches in Fenway. I mean, you saw those Red Sox batters on the on-deck circle. They were whispering to each other because they knew. They were like, hey, he's doing something with his glove, and that's exactly what it was. He was tipping his pitches. They knew what he was going to throw before, when he was in the windup. When you know that, you got to go back into the lab. When you were tipping your pitches in your last outing, and I think that's what the Reds do. With a young pitcher like Chase Burns, obviously there's a lot you can fix and correct, and I think he's going to come out in a better showing today. He's got the strikeout stuff, which is what I want to see. In his prior start, he was able to strike out 8 Yankees, allowing 3 earned runs through 5. If Chase Burns gives us 3 earned runs through 5 in this start, I'll be happy because I think Zach Wheeler can hold the Reds near scoreless or to maybe 1 run themselves. And then, whatever happens in the bullpen happens in the bullpen. But again, I think Chase Burns through 5 he's going to have the advantage too, because he's not a pitcher the Phillies have ever seen. Number 1, no familiarity. And number 2, he's a power righty. I mean, that's where really the Phillies are either feast or famine. They'll either tag him for 5+ earned runs, or through the first few times through the order, he gets out there unscathed. And that's what I'm willing to take a chance on today. The Phillies have seen a couple lefties back to back. The fact that they were throwing in a power righty is what I want to see today. And especially I mentioned he does have he has the advantage first few times through the order because it's on the batters to adjust to him, second, third time through the order. He's also, if you look at his prop lines, 4.5K prop today, 2.5 earned run line, slight juice on that over 2.5 earned runs. So again, I mean, he gave up $1 million and didn't even make it 2 outs in his last start. The books are pricing him to have a little bit more of a bounce back outing, as am I. Look at the Phillies; they're pretty much even odds on the run line full game, -1.5 run line. Is that free today on a Sunday? Look, Austin and I have bet baseball a lot. We know on Sunday, aces typically do not get a lot of run support. It's a weird scenario. They either get rocked or they don't have a lot of run support. It's a weird phenomenon. But the books are pricing this as a bounce back outing for Chase Burns, and I see it that way too. I'm willing to find out in this game. So I do love the first 5 under as my third pick. Hopefully, Austin, we can have another good day.
I agree with you, and kind of touch a little bit more on Chase Burns. I feel like after his first time through the order against the Yankees, he started tipping his pitches then, because that's when they started getting to him. So hopefully he's fixed some things in the lab and he comes out here and deals. But those are our 3 picks. To recap them real quick, trying to go for a back-to-back sweep. We have Michael Lorenzen, 3+ earned runs. We have Drew Rasmussen's under and hits allowed. We have Reds and Phillies under 4.5 in the first 5. Let's try to go for another sweep. And let's try to do it. Again, we'll do our $50 giveaway as we promised for sweeping yesterday. We'll do that on Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. But let's have a great day. We only have 1 week left for the MLB All-Star break, so let's try to have the hottest streak we've ever had going into the All-Star break, and let's try to end the first half of the season strong. We'll see you guys back tomorrow with some more picks. We'll see you then. Peace.